What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Nextech AR stock, which, as you all know, this is my favorite stock and it's the one I talk about the most on the channel. But today's video is going to be about a press release that they put out, kind of going over some of the Q4 results as well as a look into 2021. So for the format of today's video, I'm first going to get into some of the Q4 results, then I'll get into the outlook for 2021 and really what's going to be the main growth driver moving into this year. So if you guys like Nextech AR stock, then be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel because Nextech is probably my most covered stock and it's the one I'm the most bullish on over the next 5 to 10 years and maybe even longer, to be honest. And also, if you guys want a way to talk to me directly or you just want to be a part of an awesome community of investors, then be sure to check out the pinned comment down below because I'll have a link to my Discord channel. So be sure to check that out if you would like to. So before we get into all the numbers, I kind of want to tell you guys what I thought about 2020. So personally, I believe that was a year that was really like a building block for Nextech. They were able to fully develop their technology stack. They brought on key high-level executives like Eugen and Harish, which came from companies like Microsoft and SAP. And they also released new verticals like the Genie in a Bottle feature. They became a global company by expanding to the Asian Pacific region. And they also acquired multiple companies that are now the foundation for their virtual experience platform, which at the current moment is their highest growth driver from 2020. So as we look into the new year, this is really going to be a test as to whether or not Nextech can scale and get these new products out to the masses. Execution, in my opinion, is going to play a major role in whether or not Nextech really becomes a successful company because, like I said, 2020 was the building year. 2021 is the time where they need to get these products out into deep pocket customers and scale to the masses. I personally believe that execution is going to play a major role in whether or not Nextech really becomes a successful company, and this all starts this year in 2021. They've done everything that they need to do to fine-tune their products, and now it's time to get them into deep pocket customers like Amazon and some others, which we will get into. And if you ask me, I personally think that Nextech is going to absolutely kill it this year because they've brought a lot of key level executives onto the team from companies, like I said, Microsoft, SAP, Motorola, Apple, the list goes on. So a lot of these guys have experience being a part of a management team for companies that are worth hundreds of billions of dollars and some of them trillions of dollars. So these are very important acquisitions and really new hires that are going to help take Nextech to the next level. So getting into the press release, right off the bat, they give us the financials and Q4 was a record quarter with bookings coming in at $7.3 million, which is an incredible increase of 275% year over year. Now, since I value my viewers, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. While this is impressive growth year over year, this is definitely not what I was expecting in terms of quarter over quarter growth. The reason is that in Q3, they recorded $6.7 million in bookings, which was a massive increase from the roughly $2.5 million they did in Q2. But from Q3 to Q4, they really only saw about 10% growth, which is definitely not what I was looking for. And to be honest, is definitely a little concerning. But in the grand scheme of things, I think that this was just a one-off quarter for them. And I really expect Q1 of 2021 to be a massive increase from both Q3 and Q4. Now, either way, Q4 was an increase of 275% year over year. And if you look at how much revenue they made in 2020, the last 2 quarters accounted for more than 75% of their total 2020 revenue, which tells me that the business is just beginning to fire on all cylinders, and this will only pick up in Q1 of this year. Now, for 2021, they are guiding for $50 to $60 million in bookings, which is just insane. That means that on the low end of their estimates, they're guiding for 150% growth, and on the high end, they're expecting 200% growth compared to 2020. So like I said, the insane revenue growth is just getting started. Now for 2020, Nextech is attributing this strong growth to the new major Fortune 1000 customers they've signed on like Amazon, Dell Computers, Johnson & Johnson, and many others. Nextech expects 2021 growth will be tied to more client wins, new product rollouts, as well as the expansion of services to existing customers as the demand for augmented reality and hybrid events continues to accelerate globally. Now I quickly just want to cover some bullet point highlights from the press release that kind of go over some of the key things that happened in Q4, and then we'll get into what to expect for 2021. Now a lot of these bullet points I have already done in-depth videos on, so if you guys want more information and more expansion on these items, then be sure to check out the playlist linked above, because there's a ton of value in there. So in Q4, Nextech launched their groundbreaking Genie in a Bottle marketing platform, which basically allows companies to create augmented reality human holograms that can interact with customers, creating a more personalized and engaged connection between brand and consumer. They're first rolling this out using their in-house True Life Supplements brand, but will eventually open it up as a software as a service product for other businesses to use. In Q4, they also expanded into the Asia Pacific market after establishing a presence in Singapore. To support this expansion, Nextech hired Yao Boon Lim, who has more than 25 years of experience in strategy, planning, marketing, operations, and also business management in specifically the Asian Pacific market. He's held several leadership positions at companies like IBM, Motorola, and SAP, where he was actually the VP of marketing for the Asia Pacific region. He will be based out of Singapore and will be in charge of growing Nextech's business in this key market. Now for the item everybody wants to know about, the Nasdaq. So in a recent interview, Evan acknowledged that the process for this uplisting has taken longer than usual and mentioned it could have been because of the short report that was released in early 2020. So I'm not going to get into what was actually in the report, but because of it, Nasdaq did a more thorough due diligence than usual, because at the end of the day, the Nasdaq is a prestigious exchange and they want to maintain that reputation, especially with the recent news regarding a certain company that I won't name.
Actually, we tell people we're an energy technology company that happens to build really cool vehicles.
So all in all, Evan said the Q&A process is complete and expects the uplisting to happen very soon, which I believe could be as soon as Q1. Now, before moving on to the last point, I do want to talk a little bit more about the Nasdaq, because this is a question I have gotten a ton on my videos. And look guys, I'm invested in Nextech. I'm not invested in the uplisting. To be honest, if the uplisting didn't happen until 2021, that would not change how I feel about the company, because at the end of the day, I believe in Nextech's business, the market that they're going after, and the growth that they're going to see over the next 5 to 10 years. So whether Nasdaq happens in a month or in 10 months, it doesn't change how I'm investing in this company and what my belief is in them. So I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about my investment thesis, because I know a lot of you guys have been asking about Nasdaq. And like I always say, once Nasdaq happens, you can bet your ass that I will put out a video on it, because that will be a big major milestone for the company. So getting into the last point that I want to talk about from 2020 is the fact that CEO Evan Gappelberg actually purchased 250,000 shares in Q4, which brought his total shares purchased for 2020 to almost 1.3 million. It is a great sign of things to come when the CEO is buying shares in their own company. These guys are the ones that are in the boardrooms and they know what's coming down the pipeline. If he didn't believe in the future of this company, he wouldn't be buying more shares. So this is definitely a positive sign of things to come. Now, obviously Q4 was a great quarter and it really wrapped up a great year in 2020, but let's be honest, we don't care about what happened in the past. We want to know what's coming down the pipeline and what growth are they going to see in 2021. So this part of the press release really focuses on new key revenue drivers for 2021. And not to my surprise, the main one they're focusing on is the ad network. If you want a more detailed analysis of this vertical, I suggest you check out the linked video, because I go more in depth on the new president of the ad network, Harish Achi, who just left Microsoft to join Nextech. So the ad network is now fully operational and is expected to be integrated into their virtual experience platform, driving revenues for the company within the next 30 days, which is great news. Now, from their own internal testing of 3D and augmented reality ads, this feature increased sale conversions by 300%, click-through rates by 32%, and lowered the cost per click by 23%, which, if you know anything about advertising, are very impressive results and is one of the reasons I'm very excited about this vertical. Now, with these results, results, the company expects to be able to generate substantial sponsored ad revenue at the virtual events Nextech is currently hosting. Map Dynamics, which is the latest acquisition, is well suited to run ads as it had over 550,000 people attend 450 events in the last 12 months, with over $50 million in transactions occurring on their platform in 2019. So not only will they generate ad revenue on this platform, but they are also planning on taking a small commission on sales made through the platform, which will just create another stream of revenue. Now, one of the big areas of growth for 2021 will be the recent expansion into the Asian Pacific market, which I touched on earlier. So Nextech is expecting a significant ramp up of events on this platform as it gets localized and converted to include Japanese, Chinese, Korean, and other Asian market languages as early as this quarter. And if you haven't watched my video on their recent partnership with COEX, I suggest you watch that one as well, because that's a key customer Nextech acquired that hosts hundreds of major conferences and events in South Korea. So as you can tell, a lot of the things that Nextech did in 2020 is really going to pay off in 2021, which is why I truly believe that 2021 is going to be the year that Nextech really kicks into high gear and sees explosive growth. So I'll just leave you guys with this statement from the CEO because I think it really gives good insight as to what we can expect for this year. Our company is perfectly positioned in 2021 to benefit from the new work from home paradigm shift in business and the digital transformation that is underway, which is driving adoption. In Q4, we landed bigger and bigger deals with global brands that are choosing our virtual experience platform, Inferno AR video conferencing and AR solutions, because we are the only vendor that offers an end-to-end virtual experience platform and AR solution offering. As we begin 2021, we currently have a very robust pipeline of business, and I expect we will be landing our first multi-year seven-figure deals within the first half of 2021. Also, when I think about our 3D ad network being in the hands of Arish, who has managed a $10 billion business for Microsoft Online, I see substantial revenue opportunities that he will create for us, and I believe 3D Ads has the potential to disrupt the ad event industry and sponsorship of events. As we enter 2021, we are seeing a lot of momentum carrying over from Q4, and I have never felt better about our business products. We are firing on all cylinders and sales velocity is continuing to accelerate. If that doesn't get you excited, then I really don't know what will. And I want to remind you guys, this is a company that is trading at a $350 million market cap. I mean, that is crazy that they're already expecting $50 to $60 million in revenue and they still trade at $350 million. If you take their current market cap and you divide it by their 2021 projected revenue, that gives them a price of sales of about 7, which is just, I'm going to be honest here, stupid low and stupid undervalued, considering the amount of growth that they're seeing and also the industry that they're targeting. I truly believe that this company has a really good chance of not only 5xing, but possibly 10xing within the next 5 years. And that's why I'm putting my money where my mouth is. As of right now, I do have just over 2,000 shares at about an average cost of $5, making my total investment just about $10,000. Now, at this point, I think I've pretty much reached my ideal position size because this is my first $10,000 investment if you don't include Tesla, which went up like 1,700% for me. But I mean, a $10,000 investment is a big milestone for me, and it really is just a testament to how much conviction I have in Nextech. So like I said, if you guys really do like Nextech, I suggest you subscribe to the channel because it will be a stock that I will be covering over the next 5 years for sure. That is a fact, just and guaranteed. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you haven't already noticed, we do have a guest appearance on this video, and that's Zoe, my pit mix over here. But seriously guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video and let me know down in the comments what you guys think of Q4 for Nextech, and I will catch you guys next weekend on Saturday and Sunday.